IPMNation.com.
All right, hey guys, this is Derek from For The Future.
And this is Abe from For The Future.
And you're listening to Local Outbreak
on 100.1 The Planet
and IPMNation.com.
Oh my God.
Hey everybody, welcome to Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. This is Matt from IPM Nation. We are here at the studio at 598 Main Street in downtown Laconia. Very cool place. Really love the new location here. If you haven't come down, check it out. And Melissa would love to see you. And like I always say, please support not only local music, but local businesses as well. They are so often intertwined. And, of course, don't forget our other sponsors, Central NH Events, Tweak Sound and Mastering, and Sonic Wallpaper. And joining us here this week, two of the guys from For The Future. So we have Abe and Derek with us. How are you gentlemen today?
Very well.
I'm very good, thank you.
Good. So we had you on not too long ago.
Yeah, in December.
Yeah, we're promoting, there was the video.
Yep.
That great video you guys, I forget the name of the song though.
Business.
The song is Business.
Right, yeah. And so that was really cool. And you guys have been busy though. You've already got a new EP.
Yep, we have just about finished recording. Well, we finished recording our EP. We're in the final stages of finishing up the mix. It's just about there. I'm just having some professionals look at it just to make sure everything's good because it was done completely DIY in Alex's basement. Alex is our drummer. I did basically kind of the engineering and kind of the production on it. So I wanted to make sure that everything's very kind of set there. So I'm having a few people listen to it and get back to me. But I've got some versions of it for everyone today, which I think are pretty good. And I'm very pleased to have everyone listen to.
Cool. Derek, you excited?
I am, yeah, I'm very excited. We've been busy, so it's exciting to be back to playing music again.
Yeah.
Getting back to the flow of things.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Absolutely. And when this airs, too, this will be before your big show that you guys are playing with Mantra, so we should mention that, too.
Yep, we've got two big shows planned for the summer. The first one's going to be on July 1st with Mantra and Floodwatch. It's going to be Mantra's going away show, whatever that means.
Their farewell show again.
Yeah, again. Like the Ramones, every so often they come back to life and tour. Well, they're not going to be doing that anymore, Ramones, but Mantra will probably be doing that.
Yes.
And then Floodwatch, who's always a great band.
Yeah.
That'll be July 1st.
Yeah.
And then we will be having our Waves and Droughts EP release show on August 18th.
Excellent.
So a little under 2 months away for that one.
Cool. Very good. All right, well, let's hear something. What do you guys want to play to start the show?
Well, to start off, I think I'd like to give everyone a chance to hear the new song on the EP, which is called Waves and Droughts, and is the title track.
Okay. All right, great. This is Waves and Droughts. This is a world radio premiere, right?
Yes, it is.
We like the world premieres here.
Yeah.
Waves and Droughts from For The Future here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet.
IPMNation.com.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. This is Matt from IPM Nation. And we have one half of For the Future with us. Where are the other guys?
Well, they're both busy doing other stuff. It's the reality of being in kind of a smaller group in a local area.
Yeah.
We all have lives, and it's very difficult unless we are making big money doing this music thing. True. It's really hard to argue getting rid of work or getting rid of doctor's appointments and things like that to do stuff like this because we need money. We need to get things taken care of.
Yeah.
If this was our only concern at this level, then I'm sure everyone would be here.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. So why a new EP already? This was pretty quick.
The first one was just a demo. It was just more of to get our sound out there, I guess. It wasn't really mastered or mixed very well. We just did it in a hurry.
It sounded great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the demo we did, so if you got a recording from us previously, you got our demo, which was 5 or 6 songs.
Yep.
That basically, we recorded them in one night, the rhythm tracks, and we spent a month kind of just flushing them out. Just to have something so that when we started playing shows, we could give it to people and have them remember who we are.
Right, yeah.
Which is important.
Yeah.
The EP is different in the sense that we still did it DIY, did it all ourselves, but we put a lot more production into it. The guitars are double-tracked. We did everything on separate nights. The drums were done first, then we went over and did bass, did the guitars, did the vocals. Also went through and there's keyboard parts on a lot of stuff. The first title track, the one that you listen to, as you heard, has samples put into it, which is actually what that song was built around originally.
Oh, okay.
We didn't even have the full version of the song until we had recorded it. It was the first time that we had basically the skeleton of it. I had demoed it first.
Yeah.
And we were all like, okay, I think that's good enough to be on the EP. We didn't even have lyrics until Andy came in and sang them on the EP. So it's the first time that we went into a studio with an incomplete song and made something complete, and I think it was a good choice. It's a little bit different than the other stuff on the album, but I think it's a great introduction.
Yeah. Now, have you guys been playing out much, or has it been too busy to really do that?
We haven't been playing out at all.
Yeah.
The whole time we've been recording the past couple months, we haven't done any shows.
Yeah.
Well, we did do a show in February at True Brew in Concord, which was a great place.
We did do that.
But no, for the most part, we've been focused on getting this done. I can't speak for Derek because he's only been in one or two other bands than us, but back when we were with East is East, and I can definitely say this with the other bands I've been in, if you're trying to record something and then also play shows, it's very easy to get distracted by that.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Because you spend a week recording and then you're like, oh, shoot, we have to prepare for this show, and then recording gets put by the wayside.
Yeah, it is hard.
So the idea is, I think next time we just, in the heart of the winter where it's harder to drive out to gigs and things like that, we're going to get more into the recording. We got a little delayed by this because we moved from our old practice space into this new place during the winter, so it took us time to get all set up and everything. But next time it'll be a little bit quicker, and we'll probably have everything ready for the spring as opposed to the summer.
You're wrecking the place, Abe. I don't even know how you did that. Must be telekinesis.
Yeah, something just fell over in the studio here.
Don't look like anything breakable, though.
No.
Just a tote bag.
You've been here before, right, Abe? You've been in here before. Because I know the last time I interviewed you was at the old location. But.
At the old location, but yeah, I've come in to visit Melissa, who's a wonderful person. And she runs a very nice shop here.
Yes. Have you been in here before?
No, I haven't been in the new location.
Yeah.
This is my first time.
Yeah, it's nice, huh?
It is. It's very nice.
Yeah. So, with recording, did you do that in the same place that you did the demos or whatever you want to call it that you did before? Or?
No, the demos were done in our practice space, which was over in Lakeport.
Okay.
But we moved out of there. Alex recently just got a house, and he had a full basement, and
cool.
it's rent-free, so we were just like, we're moving in there. When there's advantages and disadvantages, it's someone's place, so you can kind of always go over there and work on stuff.
Yeah.
The disadvantages would be for recording. We had a really nice big room for the old demo, which just you can make the drum sound really big in there. It's got a great reverb and echo.
Yeah.
Whereas in a basement, because it's cement floors and stuff, we had to kind of kill everything dead. So in order to get that big drum sound, we had to add reverb in post and do some other stuff.
Yeah.
So you don't get it nice and natural, but I think we still got a good sound, and actually a better sound than we got before.
Yeah, yeah. So now, do you have additional recording plans? I mean, are you gonna just kind of play shows once this comes out, or what's kind of the long-term plan for the future of For the Future? See what I did there?
Yeah. I think our general plan is just in the wintertime in New Hampshire, we don't like driving around in the snow, and I don't think anyone else does. So doing shows we'll do them if they're easy to do and if they're local, but for the most part we can use that time, I think, since we have all the recording equipment, get whatever ideas we have recorded.
Yeah.
And rather than do albums at our stage, I think it's much more beneficial to do 6-song EPs where every winter we can record an EP and get it out there. So that would be a really good plan.
Yeah.
And then we can also constantly be putting out new music on a regular basis. It would be much easier for us to do, and we don't have to endanger anyone by driving around in the winter.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's harder to get people out to shows too in the winter, and so
it's hard enough already.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, unless it'd be easy if every winter were like the last winter we just had, but
we did have a very mild winter.
But unfortunately, that won't be a pattern. I fear. So no, I think you guys are on the right track as far as what you're doing. Do you have a lot of material that you've written that you haven't recorded yet, or is there stuff that you guys play live that you haven't been able to record yet? Or
there are a few extra songs that aren't on this EP, but the next one, I think we have started into a plan on what the next one is.
It's
not finalized, but we kind of want to go into like a space opera direction.
Really?
It or not.
Yeah.
That's kind of Alex and Andy's idea. They really grabbed onto it. I'll be honest, I'm not so keen on the idea. I think it's really difficult for someone at our stage to do it, but they're really passionate about it, and I think if they keep that going, you can make it really good. And hey, why not? Give it a try. But we have some songs which kind of worked that theme. So
yeah, and this is a relatively new project still, right? I mean, how long have you guys been together now?
We're just about finished our first year, I'd say.
Yeah. So still really new. Yeah. Good. It's it's great what you've been able to accomplish in that time, as far as, because not everyone really puts, as not all local bands necessarily put the time into recording that you guys have, and
this is actually, I think, except for the demo, the shortest we've ever taken to put out an EP.
Yeah.
Speaking for Alex, Andy, and I.
Yeah.
It seems like any other recording project we had, it took over a year.
Right.
Because, we get a little bit done, and then we have to plan for gigs. We have to do other stuff, and it gets put off a little bit more, and then it just turns into this big snowball effect.
Right.
Whereas this, we were able to stay very concentrated on it.
Yeah. Because it's hard to resist playing out, right? I mean,
it is,
Yeah. I can identify with that.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to play next?
The next one we'll do is a song called Avalanche.
Okay. Cool. You like this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fun.
All right, good. Well, I can't wait to hear it. All right, so this is Avalanche from For the Future here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet.
Can you feel the tremble? IPMNation.com.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. This is Matt from IPM Nation, sitting here with Abe and Derek from For the Future tonight here at the studio at 598 Main Street in downtown Laconia. And so for the show you guys are doing, when is that again? July 1st, the show with Mantra? And
Yep, that'll be July 1st, Friday.
Yeah. So how long are you guys playing? Do you know? Or
we don't know any of the spots or anything, who's going on first.
Yeah.
Tim usually gives that information to us the day of.
Scrimmy?
Yeah.
Yep, Tim
Okay,
Scrimmy.
good,
Yep.
good.
My guess is we'll probably be on first, because I think if this is going to be Mantra's going away show, they should headline and they should get like the biggest, fullest set.
Yeah.
And we're okay with doing a quick 8-song hit it and quit kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like those set. It's you go for too long, the people who aren't there to see you get a little bored and
Sure.
move on. And
Sure.
yeah.
Now, when you guys play live, is it strictly For the Future material, or
Yeah, we don't do East is East material.
Yeah.
We'll throw in a couple cover songs once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to do at least like one cover because, it helps get the crowd pumped.
Sure.
Yeah, something they know and can kind of latch on to.
Yeah. What do you guys do for covers? Because I would say you can tell a lot about a musician's influences by what they'll cover.
Well, we've done "Power of Love" by Huey Lewis and the News.
Really?
That's a fun one.
No kidding. Yeah.
We've done. We do like something modern and something from the '80s. Seems to be our kind of motif.
Yeah.
So we started off doing Huey Lewis and the News. No, actually, before that we did "Hang Me Up to Dry" by Cold War Kids. We started doing that one.
Yeah.
Back when Jess was singing with us, and she basically took the lead on that one because he has a very high voice, and we just can't do that.
Yeah.
And then we started doing "Power of Love," which is one that we've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite fit with the style, but it's a fun song anyway.
Yeah.
And then we started doing "Sweetness" by Jimmy Eat World. And then Overkill by Men at Work.
Yep.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we have another one which we'll be doing at the show, which we have done once before, but I'm not going to say what it is just to surprise.
Surprise, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna surprise everyone.
Yeah. Cool. Now, in terms of so you've got this is coming out in August, the EP?
The EP will be coming out August 18th.
August 18th, okay. And will it be available strictly online, or will it be in stores as well, or how are you
Well, I
handling that?
probably will be keeping a few copies at Greenlaw's Music if you want to come in there and get a physical copy.
Yep.
The physical copies are going to be DIY. We're going to basically just make them ourselves because we're cheap, and I like that that punk rock aesthetic.
Yeah.
But it will be available on iTunes and Spotify, all that.
Yeah.
There's a great service that we're using called DistroKid, which I heard about.
Oh.
It's about $25 for the year, and they put you on iTunes. They do all that, and you keep all the products. You just pay the $25 a year fee, and
Really?
they do that for you. Yeah.
That sounds like a great service. What's it called? DistroKid?
DistroKid. So like distribution, and then so that's distro, and then kid, KID at the end of it.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Huh.
Very cool.
Interesting. Do they put you anywhere else up? Oh, excuse me. Anywhere else other than iTunes?
Well, yeah, iTunes, Amazon, the major ones, and also Spotify, and I think a few other services as well, and a bunch of the smaller ones too, I believe. But yeah, for I think $25. I'm saying that because I don't remember the exact price off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But a very low yearly fee, and you just keep everything that you make from that. I think that's a really great resource.
Yeah.
I heard about it from a YouTuber who runs a studio called SMG, Spectre Media Group. They advertised on the show, and I checked it out, and I thought it was a good deal. So
Yeah, no, it sounds it. Yeah, that's really cool. I hadn't heard of them. Apologize for the coughing. The pollen's been brutal lately.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
It's been absolutely awful this year. So it'll be readily available online. That's great. You guys aren't going to do like I know a lot of bands now, they do a vinyl pressing, which is like, wow, that's expensive.
Oh, I looked into that.
Did you?
I'm like, it would be so cool to have some vinyl for it. But yeah, it's like you're going to spend like $2,000 for like I think like 100 copies or something like that.
Yeah. It's a nice idea, but
It's a nice
pricey.
idea, and it is a good thing to have at shows because if we had the money, I think it's totally worthwhile to do that.
Yeah.
And if you have the fan base that you know you're going to eventually sell them, because once again, you need something at your shows that a person can walk away with. And a giant album with your picture and your name on it is the best thing that someone can walk away with.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Now, in terms of the approach, I remember the last time we talked, you guys were talking about kind of just having fun and being less sort of, like, I guess with East is East, you were more sort of driven in terms of, we have certain goals to accomplish and whatnot. And with this project, you guys are just kind of, having fun with it and seeing where it goes. Is that still sort of did I get that right?
Yeah, you totally got that right.
Is that still sort of the attitude? Or
I say my aesthetic's gone towards, we're not doing as much, but we're trying to do what we're doing smarter. So right now for this EP release, I already put a list together of other radio stations and blogs and stuff to get it out to as much as I can.
Yeah, good.
I don't really have a whole lot of shows booked right now. I'll be honest there. It's because, I don't know for sure if I get out into Massachusetts if we're going to get people. So
sure.
My main concern is with building up an audience here in New Hampshire. So that's where I'm going to start, and I'm not going to stress out about getting out of there. I want local people to come to our shows and do whatever I can to make it easy for them to, and also for them to get into our music. So that's what I'm trying to worry about the most.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Now, do either of you have any side projects that you're doing right now, or are you totally focused on For the Future?
Totally on For the Future for right now. I have nothing on the side.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything else going.
Yeah.
We practice like 2 times a week, so just about all my musical needs are met. If I want to do something else creatively, I've got all the recording equipment, so I could do an Abe solo album with like a cruddy drum machine or something, like an Adam and his package kind of thing.
There you go. Yeah,
but I won't. No one wants that.
Well, you never know. But no, that's good. I forget who I was. Oh, yeah, John. You guys obviously know John Belfontaine. Yeah. Like he was on. So the last time Mantra was here, he was there for that. And then a couple weeks ago, I interviewed him with Abstract, and then next week he's coming on to talk about his solo project, Outlet.
Yeah, he's techno hip hop.
Yeah. So he's one of those guys who it's like he's always got a million different projects going. Although it sounds like Mantra's on their farewell tour, so that'll be one less.
Yeah. And please don't take like any of our I'm not trying to speak down Mantra. I love Mantra.
Oh, me too.
I love those guys.
Me too, absolutely. Great songs.
Great songs. They're a huge influence on me and the rest of the guys, too. They've been nothing but cool to us.
Yeah.
And the reason that we joke about them maybe not breaking up is because we love them and we don't want them to.
I was bummed when they stopped playing. I really was. I always hate to see a band that I really like. I was bummed when East is East stopped, but I really like what you're doing now, too, so...
Yeah,
so it's good.
Yeah, I miss it to an extent, but I'm always glad as long as I have something to work on, I'm happy.
Yeah, and it's important to look forward,
Yeah.
Always looking forward, so that's good. Let's play another track from the EP. What do you guys want to play next?
The next one we'll do is actually another song from the demo, which we re-recorded to have a better quality version of it. So it's kind of half and half.
Okay.
3 songs are from the original demo, just better versions of it, I think.
Okay.
And then 3 new songs that haven't been recorded yet. So we'll do Lighthouse Ablaze.
Okay, cool. All right, this is Lighthouse Ablaze from For the Future here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet.
She doesn't feel the weight of the truth. She finds herself you do. It's all been a lie. I won't ask you why. Why would I even want to know? Whoa, I won't wait by your shore all day. I couldn't bet you out to drown, no. Forget her name, forsake the shore, release the crack and let her stop for a law. Someone say there's nothing wrong with this condition. She will burn you out. I would say there's something wrong with this position. She will burn you out. Forget her name and forsake the shore.
IPMNation.com.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. This is Matt from IPM Nation. And I just want to remind everybody, we do record the show here at the studio at 598 Main Street, Thursdays at 6 p.m. So if you want to come on down and participate in a studio audience type situation, we would love that. And Melissa would love to see you. And I forgot to mention the website, too, at the top of the show, thestudionh.com. Speaking of websites, IPMNation.com/Local Outbreak is where you can find our archive of Local Outbreak shows, including, of course, the interview that I did with these guys back in December for the future. We do archive all the shows on Local Outbreak. And actually, Abe, you were at ground zero for Local Outbreak. You were kind of one of the founders of the...
I would say that was our Back with East is East, our first guitar player, Jonas. He kind of started that up.
Yeah, but you participated on some level, right, in terms of helping engineer the show or something?
The song, which I think you still use, I basically engineered that in Jonas's garage.
Yep.
We did one interview. We did a split bill with Might, if you remember them.
Yes. Yep.
And there was no one there to lead the interview, so I kind of led that one.
Yeah.
Which was really awkward. Hopefully it's somewhere in an archive or something. I don't want to listen to it, but if someone out there does, it's probably somewhere there. I think that was about the amount of involvement that I had.
Was that the very first episode? Because I think that's the only one that's missing. I believe the archive we have on IPM Nation is complete except for episode 1.
That could be.
Okay.
I want to think.
There is a lost episode, and I think it was either episode 1 or 2 is lost. I think it was episode 1.
Yeah, because also I think Mike Laughlin actually started hosting.
Right.
Because Jonas thought he would be a great host, and
right.
Obviously things changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about as much involvement as I had. But yeah, I was around when it happened. Whatever influence I had, I'm glad I was part of it. But
yeah, no, me too. Without you and Jonas and Mike Laughlin, there might never have been a Local Outbreak. So, so it's good. It's good. It's been 5 years now of this. Actually, I think almost 6. Actually, I think it'll be 6 in the winter. Gone in the blink of an eye. But anyway, so let's remind everybody about the big show coming up with Mantra and Floodwatch.
Yep, July 1st at the Shaskeen in Manchester. It's right on Elm Street. Mm-hmm. If you're bar hopping that night, there's no reason not to stop in. And it's a free cover and all that.
Yeah.
And it's a great bar, good sound system.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be us for the future, as well as Mantra and Floodwatch.
Excellent. So, and then the EP comes out August 18th? Is that
August 18th.
Yep.
It's going to be, we're going to do a show at the Shaskeen again, so about a month and a half after that. Just because it's easy to get into. We like the place. And Scrimmy, the bass player for Mantra, is the guy that does the booking there.
Yeah.
So he's always happy to book us, and he is always willing to help out and just have a place where you can very easily say, we want to throw a show. Can you help us with that? And he said, yeah, and you're good to go. That's always a nice thing.
And he is an immensely talented musician too. He's one of those guys who can play a lot of different things, which I'm always jealous of.
And you know what? He's business-wise, he's very. You wouldn't know it to look at him or anything,
right?
I don't mean that in a bad way, Tim. We love you, dude.
He knows. He knows. Yeah.
But he's very good at it. I mean, all of his bands, Meat Saw, Yankee Cockfight. I believe he has like a new metal project or something like that. People love him. Like they really go to the shows. I mean, he doesn't have to work. Doesn't seem like he has to work very hard to get people to go.
Right.
So I have to remind myself to listen to him when he tells us to do things. Which is sad, but he's right more than he's wrong. I have to admit that.
Yeah, absolutely. And very important, where should people go online to keep up with everything you guys are doing?
Right now, facebook.com/forthefutureband.
Okay.
We have a Twitter, For The Future BND, all one word. We missed out on a letter, so we just put BND instead of band.
Oh, okay.
We will hopefully have a website up pretty soon. I think beginning of next month before the album gets released.
Okay.
There's no reason not to do that. We're now. This is the first time we've actually had a period of time where we can basically the album's finished and we can promote and do band photos and do press and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've never had a band project where we've had like a month or a month and a half to do that.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
Once again, trying to do things smarter so we have time to prepare and to roll it out properly.
Yeah. And by the way, too, I would remind everybody, too, make sure you check out, if you haven't seen it, the video for Business, which really came out well.
Yeah, and it's going to be on our YouTube page. We're going to do a video for Waves and Droughts, which was the first song you heard tonight.
Great.
We'll premiere that much the same way, make it as visible as possible.
Yeah.
We have a great YouTube channel, which we try to keep our band updates on. I'm a big fan of the YouTube personality thing, so I'm trying to keep that updated and keep that going. It's not too spectacular right now, but I think as we get going, it'll get better.
Sure, absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming in. This has been great.
Thanks.
And what do you want to play to wrap up the show?
Derek, I think you should choose this next one.
Let's do Another Day.
Another Day?
All right.
All right, this is Another Day from For The Future here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet.
Another day that we are older, another day we are young, sinking into all of those One day we could live our dreams. Don't believe their empty promises, 'cause they don't have much to give to you. And they'll let you down. Don't rely on what they say, they'll let you down. Don't believe their empty promises, 'cause they don't have much to give to you. They'll let you down. Don't rely on what they say, they'll let you down.
IPMNation.com.